All right. Okay, hello. Thanks for coming to my podcast again. Hopefully, you guys will continue to come and listen. And of course, this is Auntie Jen in the house. And today I have with me my co host, Seneca Riley, close friend and male with great perspective. We are going to go ahead and jump right in, and we're going to talk about the question, what do you bring to the table? Seneca has an interesting perspective and a very good secondary question for everybody in regard to the table. Say hi.
What's crack-a-lackin'? What's good with it? How you doing? And thank you for inviting me over. I'm excited about this podcast. I'm happy to be here with you. But going back to the topic and the question at hand, we live in a very interesting time right now. Men and women, just it's like a war between men and women almost, if you will.
Battle of the sexes.
Yeah. Venus versus Mars, huh? So the question at hand is, what do we bring to a table? And that I believe that was like a trending thing a couple of years back. It got really popular, and then women started saying, "Hey,
let's change that up."
Women started saying, "What do you bring to the table?"
Well, they started saying, "Fuck that question." What do you bring to the table?
Yeah. And I'm like, hold on, what the fuck do you mean when I bring to the table? So, I thought about it though, realistically, I used to really ponder on that question, like, okay, so this came up, obviously it was a trend, but then, people started thinking about it and saying, well, fuck it, what do you bring to the table? You know what I mean? And so, but I pondered, I'm like, okay, so before we even get to that, on dating apps, you get to meet people and talk, at least try to gauge and, pick up the vibe of the person that you're trying to, talk to or get to know. And you pick up the information, and then you want, eventually, if you like the person enough, you meet, and go out and do something, right?
Yeah, that's where you're supposed to find out if you want to meet.
Right.
And then get to know each other.
Right. And so, but you get to this point, which I've had many times, and, and then that question is, proposed. But my thing is, too, is like, what does that table represent? You know what I'm saying? And so I asked you this question.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that table represent? Because, what standpoint are you coming from when you ask that question?
Or when you snap back at the man, what do you bring to the table?
Answer that for me, Jen. Tell me, what you think?
Yeah, well, you know what? And I actually found it to be a very profound question. And not so much in the sense that I think that every woman understands the question, because I clearly knew that I know that they don't, or maybe I thought they just hated the question. But like I was telling you, Seneca, for me, it never was something I asked, because I just would immediately go into talking about what am I and what qualities do I have that might be attractive to a man. So, I just come from a me standpoint, and I immediately listed off my qualities, which I'll get to in a second. But so I never thought about it. To me, now that I'm thinking about it, the table means the relationship, what the situation, what do you bring to the, to the table, to the relationship. Is what you're bringing too big, too small? Does it fit on the table, I guess, is the tangible way to say it. Mm-hmm. Which I think that both people should answer.
Yeah, you're right. To me, I think it's different. To even propose that question, it's like we're going into this right away, trying to, get to know what I have to offer. Like, what is it, besides myself, what is it that you would want from me? You know what I mean? And so I think that's what, to me, it's like, okay, so we're coming, in my opinion, that table represents self. Like you want me to give you some shit right off the bat.
Okay, so you think what you're asking, what does she bring your way into your life, to you personally? Yeah.
Well, no, I'm saying, like, when a woman proposes that question to me, I'm thinking, okay, so you coming at me from a standpoint of what can I offer you?
Yeah, I got
what
you.
What do I have to give you?
Yeah, so do they ask you with that energy? Like when a woman asks you that, do they ask you with that? Like, well, what you gonna bring to the table? Like, what are you gonna? Do they ask it with that? What do you?
Well, shit, some. It's ridiculous now in the dating game. You know what I'm saying? Like, Some females say right off the bat, "Hey, cash at me." You know what I'm talking about? Like, or you know what I'm saying? You gonna buy me this or this and that? And I'm like, damn, it's all the way off the bat. You don't even want to know me. I have a great personality, be a cool ass dude, but you know, right off the bat, you want to know what kind of money I'm gonna spend for you. Right from the jump.
And it's always money, right? Or often money, right?
Yeah, money, or you know, if you got this to offer, you got that. And in all reality, yeah, you're a man, you're a grown ass man. You're supposed to have something to offer a woman, you know, obviously. Right. But I think starting off from that standpoint, I think it kills the whole moment.
It creates a whole tit for tat kind of thing, right? Or maybe puts on some pressure, like as far as in. I guess at what point should that conversation be had? Because I feel like if we haven't gone on a first date yet, it's probably not the point of what you bring to the table. It's more like if we're on a first date, then that's where we start talking about our like what we do and like how we operate or whatever. And then once you decide that there's going to be a table,
I think that's where it starts. Because we don't even know if it's going to be a motherfucker.
I don't know if I like you.
Yeah, like.
You know what I mean? Because that was a point I tried to make.
And I do have to respect for some women, you know what I'm saying, right off the bat. Some women just be like, yeah, I just want to fuck. You know what I mean? Like.
And then there's no need.
And then me as a guy, I'm like, fuck, sweet. That's.
Right, because then you're like,
let's do this shit.
What do you bring to the table? I bring whips and chains and, you know, hot wax.
Like, okay, that's a little bit too much for me.
Yeah, like let's take some shit off the table.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be tied up, you know, because of the whole, you know, I ain't with that.
But,
you know?
So let's just assume that we were already like 5 dates in, and now we're talking about like, it's because some women won't have sex until there's a relationship established or whatever. So maybe you haven't even had sex.
Very
yet.
respectful too. I really enjoy.
Well, maybe
those. I really enjoy those types. Very vanilla.
I feel different about it. I feel different about it. Like no matter how long I wait to let you fuck me, you're either going to stay or go after that point.
Yeah, pretty much. But
I might as well not waste any time.
But there are unspoken things or rules that we have with ourselves anyway. You know, and like you said, you have that gauge. You know, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? That to me doesn't really matter as much. But to guys, some guys. Now I'm not saying all men. Mm-hmm. But I know some guys that have a little tally in their mind, or even a unspoken rule to themselves that like, yo, if she give it up the first. You know, it's that whole street thing. Yeah. Treat them like you meet them type thing. Yeah. So in our mind, we're like, man, she gave it up the first. I don't even think I can take her seriously, though. You know what I mean? Like, that's that mindset, too. But, shit, living here where we are right now, in this state, shit, everything's freely up here, so it's not really a thing. It doesn't really gauge whether or not that person's going to be with you or how long they're going to be with you.
No, because I kind of feel like that's a man already allowing himself a back out feature because... I've slept with someone on the first night and then spent 7 years with them.
Hey, it's all saying.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, is it really a reason to? It's because if you have a connect. But then again, for me, I won't sleep with somebody that I don't have a connection with. You're not going to just walk up to me and say, "Hey, you want to fuck?" I'm going to ask how big your dick is, and that's on. That's the kind of chick you can't respect.
Well, I mean, in our minds, man, we actually think that we respect some shit like that. Which honestly is opposite as fuck, but still it's just
no, because it puts us in control, and you're not going to have a good relationship in my humble opinion. Yeah. You're not going to have a great relationship with a woman who immediately takes control.
I mean, if you into that type shit,
unless that's what you like, unless you want to be controlled,
motherfucker, then that might work.
You're right.
But then again, a woman that gets a submissive guy runs over him anyway. She's not going to fucking respect him.
And then the household crumbles.
Bam!
The castle is as the king is at all times. That's why, as a wife and a woman, you shouldn't
go back. Oh, right there. You said king. Now, there's some. There's some stuff going on.
There's a lot of stuff going on about kings and queens.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, like
no. Let's talk about this though. That's why we're doing this.
Let's talk about it.
We're still talking on the topic of what we bring to the table.
But we have time, so let's go this sidebar for a minute. You're bringing up a good point. What is a king in your mind as a man?
Well, no, I mean, okay. Before I answer that question, the reason why I had to rewind back to that is that first off, we're talking in the context of dating, in 2020 motherfucking fall, yo.
Are there kings in dating?
Right now?
I feel like kings are.
No,
kings
we're talking about men and women, right?
Yeah.
Venus versus Mars, right?
Mm-hmm.
A woman has to view a man as a king first in order to even address him and treat him as such. So my point of bringing this up, and that's why I rewind it, is because women don't view men as kings now because they're running the show.
Most women.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
if they feel like they have a higher status above you, and this is just my personal experience.
Any factor.
This is my personal experience, everyone, right? That
No, and you're right. You're about to say something that I probably yeah.
What
go
am
ahead.
I about to say?
Okay,
You finishing my sentence?
No, but you're going to say that in your personal experience, the woman who has anything over a dude doesn't respect him. Do you know why I know you're going to say that? Because I've been guilty myself.
Okay.
That's accountability on my part. Because I'm not saying I ever consciously lost respect for a man because I was smarter or had more money or anything like that, but you sometimes overlook how you're treating a man in those sectors of life. If I'm constantly offering to buy you things, I'm emasculating you. If I make more money than you and I keep my mouth shut, we're good.
Well, I mean, and let's not take from the women who actually desire to do those things and love doing those things. That's a love language for some people. Mm-hmm. So, giving respect to that and understanding that, we never want to leave out the psychology part of this thing. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. Because some people really connect in that way, and some of them will run that shit to the ground too.
Yeah, it's a happy balance. Like, you want to offer to help a man out, and I love to give like that, and I love to be able to do my part in anybody's life when I'm in it. But there's a balance. You can't do it in a way that makes him feel like you're buying him or you're taking care of his responsibility. It has to be an equal balance. So you have to say something along the lines, well, I'll give you this money and this is what you can do for me in return. You can't take away his role as the man, and women overlook simple things like that.
Now I'm going to ask you to do something. Can you repeat your question about the king thing? Because I want to answer that question.
Yeah, absolutely. What is it that you think, and just your personal, outside influences apart, is the definition of a king?
We're not talking about like straight up Webster dictionary type.
No. No, like.
Hey, you ain't give me time to study.
Which unfortunately, I speak in straight up Webster dictionary. That's probably part of my problem. I argue with people because I'm still speaking Webster. Y'all speaking all kinds of other stuff.
We speaking urban and all types of shit.
Yeah, slang, and then I'm just not. I'm
fucking with you though. No,
in my opinion, in my expert opinion, I would like to say, no.
Please do. Go ahead. Oh, Peter.
Oh, did you just do the lowest thing? I ain't gonna even lie, that was kind of hot. I fucked with Lois though. I don't even lie.
She's redhead. She's a redhead.
Lois, please. I can't even do Peter like that. That's fucked up.
Let's get back to this shit.
Anyway, what do I think a king is? Like, honestly, like, let's be real, man. Like, I just feel like for a woman, it's an honor for a woman to place him to get, because we know what a real king is. So, if a woman give you that title or you've been placed, you're given that title, because some men give themselves that title and they're like, not everybody's
is deserving.
You're going like a peasant, nigga.
I would like to hear that.
Oh, excuse my language.
No, I would like to hear you because I have a lot to say about that.
But I just feel like when you earn that title from a woman, and you earn it by just like we talked about earlier, just your character traits, like who you are as a person. If she sees you on that status, and it's a status thing, she says this man does everything. He's, what I'm saying, he's a father. He's a lover. He's a friend. You know what I'm saying? He's a husband. You know what I'm saying? He's the man at his job. He's the manager. Whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, he's holding down every position the way he is supposed to be holding it. Then she honors him with that title, and he holds it down, and that's why he continues to be her fucking king. You feel what I'm saying? And so that's my view.
Okay, I like it. I can get behind that.
Yeah.
It explains some differences of opinion you and I have had, because in the terms of what a king is, I think that all of my examples that I would say what makes a king are character traits versus service to how he's functioning in his real life. And I should probably look a little harder, but for me, it's honesty. And it's not even honesty. It's truthfulness at all times. That it's being steadfast in your ways. Now, I don't care if the guy is a dickhead. If he's always a dickhead, he's still king material. I don't have to worry about him changing up on me, and he's steadfast in his ways. If he,
You know what I heard when
you
you
know,
said that? I heard shit. That's sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. I know because
no, it's okay.
we get in our little rut. We just talk because we used to talking, so we'll get blah 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 blah. But sorry.
No, go for it. I'm open.
Yeah, damn. I didn't cut you off, and I almost forgot what I was gonna say.
See, instant karma. But what I was saying is, it's more characteristic traits. It's not so much what he does or what he's accomplished in life. It's who he is as a man. Are you fair? Are you dignified? Are you respectful to me? Like, are you protective? Are you
There you go.
do you
coming back. Bam,
do you
just
take
said
care of
protected.
yourself and your
so
own?
it's the stability.
It's
having stability in all of those places, like you, because women desire that protection. They want to feel like they can be protected.
Absolutely.
And when we say protected, though, we're talking about because we can break that down in so many levels of protection, right? Because they want to feel protected in how they express their emotions. They want to know that they can trust you enough to come to you and say, I'm on my period, or honey,
I'm looking at it.
Susie.
I'm looking at it as a protective, but
I'm saying there's so many levels to this.
Like, I'm not letting nothing touch her, and that means not your attitude, not your words, not your, I'm just not letting nothing touch her.
Let me ask you a question though. Would you want to be protected with or feeling protected about your emotions and feelings? You come to him and be emotional and not get beat down for being emotional?
Yeah, but I don't consider that protected. What I consider that being supported, or I consider, safe. Not protected, but safe.
All right,
yes.
so let me just break it down to you like
safety
this.
and being able to share with you how I'm
because
feeling.
I'm such a salesman, let me break it down to you like
break
this.
It down.
See, as a man, I come with a motherfucking protection package. And there's certain levels to the protective package. You understand what I'm saying? If you want all of the force feel safe when you go out in public, that's a protection package. About $29.99 for that one right there. And then we got the emotional package with the protection. That's about $15.99.
Oh, did I not sign up for the whole package? That's awesome. No, but see, that's the thing. See how you worded that when you said, then if you get this, so that whole package, that whole thing, people are, to a degree, it's completely accurate. But what we're missing is the part where we sit down and say, this is what I bring to the table. And then you say, this is what I bring to the table. And we don't start the tit for tat at that point. Mm-hmm. Well, if I give you this, will you give me that? That's not, this is what I have. This is what I have. Do they work well together?
Exactly. But we have to be we have to be so secure within our own self and so established in so many different levels to where we can understand that when a person proposes and we both bring our shit to the table and we say, hey, look, this is the table, this is what's going on. Bam. Mm-hmm. And we both can agree on it. We get somewhere. So it takes it takes a person to be together and on a level, and then you already know, like, I see people put things on their statuses on these apps, because I ain't gonna lie, I've been on dating apps, and I probably got one left somewhere around here. Anyway, and they put it on it. You can tell the level of seriousness and how close to that person is, and how much shit they ain't willing to put, because they'll say straight up, bam. But then you got these other people with 2 or 3 statuses saying, okay, I'm looking for long term, but I'm short term, and I'm also open. So you're like, God damn,
because people,
which one is you, man?
Because people are looking for what they're not ready for.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing.
But those are the people you can tell, like, hold up, they really don't know what the fuck they want. Mm-hmm. And then some of them straight up and they'll say, look, I'm still figuring this shit out. So, you know what I'm saying?
And that's why you can either ride this right with me.
Yeah, exactly. If we match, then we just probably gonna fuck or go and do a couple of things.
But that's who Jenny Denny is as a person. Like, you just tell me all the ways you're fucked up and let me decide if I want to take that on, if I can, because I'm fucked up in ways too. Yeah, that's the same thing as what do you bring to the table? What are your issues? We got issues. Can they work together? That's different, but you just brought up something that made me think to myself, like, perhaps women hate the question because women have gone so far outside of who they were intended to be, trying to be out here being men, that question bothers them because they don't know who they are anymore.
Ooh, now you hitting some notes right here, girl. You might as well be, you hitting Mariah Carey notes up in this motherfucking bar. I'm telling you.
Because what I'm saying is, like, my understanding of what I bring to the table can only come from understanding myself, from knowing myself. And, like, I don't know. It's interesting because that question doesn't bother me. Mm-hmm. And that's because I know myself.
Right.
I know what the answer is.
But not everybody is a Jenny Denny. You know,
Oh,
ain't
word.
nobody thinking like Aunt Jen on that motherfucker. You know what I'm talking about? But hey, on some real shit though, like, you know, and it's real. Like, you have to be, it's really just understanding, man, that you going into this thing, like, you as an adult, the older we get, you have to be set in your ways to the point to know what the fuck you want and not play the games. Because right now in 2024 and the previous years before, people just playing a game. It's like, and we should.
They're just out to get. We're only in 20 minutes. They're just out to get what they're out to get.
No, but you have to be set in your ways. You have to know what the fuck you want, or else you're taking that one fucking pill in the Matrix where you can just stay in the game and be used by the fucking agents, right?
Yeah.
Or you can wake the fuck up and say, okay, this is what this shit really looks like, and I'm trying to go into this thing the right way.
I guess
Unplug, motherfucker, unplug.
What do I want to? Well, here's.
Excuse me, I am cussing so much
okay,
on your
cussing
podcast.
We
I feel
cuss a
so
lot.
disrespectful.
No, we cuss a lot together because this is.
I feel so sorry. It's like you invite me in your home and I just took a massive
just
shit.
shit on my floor.
Yeah,
it's like rub my dog's face in it and
damn,
whatever else. I don't even have a dog. But let's talk about.
Yeah, what happened? That dog must have died
I have a very important question for you.
What?
When you ask a woman, or if you were to ask a woman, what do you bring to the table? What
I ask her?
If you were, let's go hypothetical. Say that say me and you are on a date right now, and you ask me what I bring to the table. What answer are you looking for?
Can I be real with you, Aunt Jen? I don't think I would ask some shit like that.
No, we can't do that. I need to know, like,
oh my God, you're calling me out, Jen.
Yeah, because I want to understand if maybe people aren't even ready. Maybe people are asking the question from a place that, like, do you even know what you want? Like, do you know?
Well, as I just explained with the dating app, people don't know what the fuck they want.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, if I ask that question, I think I would be coming from a standpoint of, you know what, right now, I ain't putting up with no shit right now, right? So this is what I want from a woman. These are the things that I feel like I want. Can you provide that shit or not? Because I'm not going to waste your time type thing.
I straight up went on dating apps and was like, I have grown up with male best friends. I moved away. I miss my best friend. And I'm really looking for my next male best friend. And not one person took me seriously on that. And that was exactly what I wanted.
Well, because, hold up. With all due respect, Miss Jen.
That's exactly what I wanted.
Listen to me. With all due respect, because you know how I'm going to be real. With all due respect, when you say friend, there's like a fucking wide zone with that word. Yeah. So you can't just put that word out there.
It's freely, so crazy.
Willy-nilly now, man.
You know what's so crazy about that?
It's like a free zone. It's like, oh, shit. That could mean this. That could mean that. That could mean I'm getting those panties.
But that's the thing. Like, at what point does a man say, what do you mean by friend? Personally, I'm still speaking Webster. Look up the fucking word.
Yeah, but as literal as you can be, we living in a fucking time right now where words can mean anything. You can change one word. What's the shit? You met my daughter. What's the word shit you splat?
Splat.
That's that splat.
Splat. Oh, you said it right.
And then I started fucking with her and her boyfriend. I was like, no, yes, honey, that is that splat.
Well, you know,
and she said, "Dad is splat."
You know what my problem
I don't even know what the fuck that means.
You know what my problem is with you people?
Oh,
no, I didn't mean to say you people. The people that get so caught up in all of that.
Don't ever use this on that podcast again.
I never will.
Don't
I meant you people like you, and you're a people. I don't know what I meant. It's bullshit.
Yeah, you fucking up right now.
I
do your thing. Man.
I meant people who put so much into word instead of energy. And maybe I'm unique that you could say fuck you to me, but if you said it with a hug and a kiss, I know you're saying I love you. That's me. But
yeah, that's the best. That's the safest way to say that. To
and I intentionally speak. It is the safest way. I intentionally.
By the way, because you don't want to get the bad side.
But I intentionally speak in literal terms so that I don't leave room for misinterpretation. But in the heat of the moment, you've been guilty of this as well. I'm often met with somebody telling me that I mean something different than what I'm saying, and I'm like, I can't. And that's when I get mad and I start yelling and I get pissed off because it's like I search my whole database for intentional words. And still a lot of people will come back to me and say that I mean something I don't because we've twisted language up so badly.
You hear that, folks? She is very expressive. Like you heard that.
And
she
literal.
yells, she bitches, like Like, there's no. I mean, we're not holding back any jabs on this podcast.
No, we're being real with it. Like,
Yeah, and you
I'm
gotta be
accountable,
real.
so he can
Because
sit
that's
here and
the
say
only-
that.
And that's
you
how
know?
I teach my children. The only way that yes, me and their mother divorced and all this, and when people like automatically, and that's what I don't like when people they come from a different place where they don't understand and they just categorize your ass or stereotype you. Well, how many baby mamas you got? I'm like, excuse me, I've been married
That's the
twice.
line of
I'm
question
like,
that's
hey,
messed up.
oh no, we're gonna get on that. That's a different show.
That's why women are being asked.
That's
what
a
they bring to
different
the
show,
table.
but still.
I know.
Ex-wife, not baby mama. Don't ever
Your
disrespect
ex-wife
her
needs like
that
a
way.
whole other
Because
podcast.
she's one of the best women I know in my life. So
Oh,
don't
that's
ever
right.
fucking disrespect her. I got a different view on those things, but I'm just saying, like, we give each these titles, man, and it's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
it really messes things up. It really does.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I, and if we're being real, we've seen the ugly in each other. We've both been loud. We both said shit. We both said cuss words. We've both been disrespectful. But that's not, and people are trying to avoid that these days in friendships and relationships and families and everything. And what I like to always say, and Seneca can definitely, attest to this, is that I don't avoid conflict. I appreciate conflict because in conflict is always born understanding, and understanding grows friendship, love, and anything else. When you understand something, you know how to take care of it.
facts.
So, and that's an attestament not just to me and him, but I have girlfriends out there, best friends, that will tell you we started off hating each other and trying to fight. And now they're the most special people in my life. So,
listen to all this. I'm telling you, women are not much different than men, because I've had some friends that I've tried to fight too. So
the only way we're different is in our roles, because we are as protective. We can.
That's another show too, y'all. By the way,
Yeah.
Like, most people don't think we have roles, but I mean, that's a whole different topic.
I got like two of them floating on top of my pant. My pant.
No, we ain't talking about those type of roles.
Oh, okay.
We talking about not roles, but roles.
Don't say them so big.
Well, you got to roll with the R.
Rolls.
Yeah. Anyway, that
yeah.
sounds different. Anyway,
Kind of makes my rolls
different
sound
stories, but
Yeah.
we come. Let's just say we come from two different perspectives on life, and then sometimes, most of the time, those two different perspectives are supposed to coexist with each other, but they don't.
Yeah, everything has an equal and an opposite, and I don't know why we fight that so much.
Yeah, that's common law, baby.
And when you're in a marriage, sometimes I think that you want to find that you're completely different in some areas, because what good does two smart people do? What good does two strong people do?
Are you saying that you gotta have a dumb motherfucker in the mix?
Yeah, I mean, not a dumb one in the mix, but like you and I, how we're learning something new together.
Yeah.
If you always want to stay ahead of your partner, you never learn anything new together. That you miss the learning, you miss learning how to work together, all that. So if these people want to avoid conflict, which there's no learning to be done if you don't conflict. They want to avoid roles.
Without adversity, there's no reward.
Yeah, so how do you learn to work together?
Oh my God, I've been listening to Denzel too much.
Or just enough. So these are the questions. So what, like, at the end of the day, I think what we want to know most of all is this whole, like, what do you bring to the table thing? What's a few good points on that? When's it appropriate to have that conversation?
I think, honestly, I think it's always an appropriate conversation, but I think we just need to change the term.
Change what it means. Because we can have...
I would change what it means. Like, I don't like that anymore.
Why did it become offensive? Yeah, because I could tell you in 5 minutes,
because I'll tell you why. I'll fucking tell you why it's become offensive. Because we got to a place where they're making lists now where men should date and take women on dates, and what's not acceptable and what is acceptable. So we go back to, okay, what have you done for me lately? That sounds like Eddie Murphy from Raw, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But it's real, because that's just been happening since the 80s. But that we've never taken that away. Yeah, but that's just assumed. But let a man be a man. Let him choose to take you to this shit.
So thank you.
Yeah.
And that's what I always try to say. I never ever try to say that a man should not spend money on a woman. But these women hear me say that, and that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you should never have to tell him. When you know what a quality man is, and when you're a quality woman.
You just gonna get it. It's gonna come.
Even if you're not a quality, you don't even have to be a quality woman to your own standards. But when you are to a man, trust me, because every one of us is high quality to somebody out there and low quality somebody else out there.
One
That's just what
man's
it is.
trash is another man's
Word,
treasure.
word.
I don't know where
Little
that
different
where
spin
did
on
that come
but
from.
I have probably said that to you because I say it a lot.
No. That's been a saying, but I'm saying, where does that come from?
What that comes from is what one man thinks is no good, worth throwing away. Another man.
Oh, actually, well, it came from the Bible, actually, if I'm thinking about it correctly. But not in those words, but the whole concept.
This is why we should keep it Webster.
Yeah.
But
Well, who the fuck is Webster? No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, and why did he get to pick words? Because I got some that people say is not a word.
I got some.
Like pant drawers instead of pockets.
What about dramatically? Dramatic and drastic together.
Yes,
That shit was sick, though. I
That
thought that was the
It
tightest
was
shit.
sick. Like I want to come up with different words, like swim and pet instead of fish.
Yeah, we need to get back on topic.
Anyway, back on topic.
Squirrel.
We're talking about Venus versus Mars, and I think that what you bring to the table thing is a huge current topic that everybody's mad about it. Look,
No, well, this is us saying squash that shit. We're getting over it. We're going to stamp it.
Squash it.
We're going to change it, and we're just going to say, hey, who are you? Hey, how you doing? My name's Seneca. What's your name?
Yeah, but why are we offended by people having of wanting things from us? Like for instance, like if you came to me and you said, I'm looking for a woman who gives blowjobs every Thursday and has sex Wednesday, Tuesday, Friday, blah. If that's not what I do, hold on. If that's not what I do, that's a great example. I know. If that's not what I do,
that's not what I'm going to do.
I'm not going to get mad at you for saying that's what you're looking for because it's not me. I'm going to say, well, it's not me, but hey, I might know this chick. Hit her up if I'm real nice, But why are we angry about people wanting what they want?
Can I finish that thought? There's an app for that, by the way.
What's that?
The fucks on Tuesdays and the
Oh, there is?
blowjobs.
Like
Yeah.
I can log in on Tuesday for just fuckers?
Yeah.
That's gross.
Pretty.
I don't engage in sex. I'm a virgin.
Oh, yeah. Look, that is the hugest lie I've ever heard.
The biggest one? You never heard a bigger lie than that? Damn.
That I ever heard you tell, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is the biggest lie I've ever told. I've told a few lies. I'm a terrible liar, by
As
the
you
way.
can see, everybody, we like normal people out here, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what it is at the end of the day. But we have to talk about these topics because they're real. And women and men need to know that we're not against each other. Like, we can still be human beings, be real around each other, talk about serious issues, and get through the shit. You know what I mean?
Once there's no more love between men and women, that we're done as a society.
We got to come back together because society. I think the push for it's been for many years, especially in the black culture. But I don't want to get into that.
No, we're not
the
doing
man
that.
separating from the house, but still, it's just like we got to bring men and women back together, and that's the good thing. Like we don't need to be fighting against each other, man.
Well,
love, and I want to end this thing though because. We got things to do, but I know I do. I don't know.
I guess we're gonna end the show here in a minute.
Yeah, but think about. I was doing a research on a research paper, and they were talking about love, and then I found a video. I believe it's on YouTube, and it was talking about the effect that romantic love has on the brain and to the human body and all that stuff. And
love, yeah.
Yeah, and in fact, it said that. It had it might have been an article I was reading actually, but it was talking about how the effect. It was almost like the dopamine kick, like it was an addictive type of connection that they had, and I just feel like that men and women are supposed. It's a natural thing. My point in bringing this up, it's science and it's psychology, but
science, bitches.
But I'm just saying, like we need that connection. We need
that connection.
We thrive for, and I'm talking about specifically for a man and woman. Now, I'm nothing against people who believe in other things and have their own thing, but for me, I feel like I crave that.
I crave that. We all crave that.
You know what I mean?
Because it's innate. It's innate to have that.
Oh, she went to Webster on us, boy.
It's innate. I went beyond Webster. I went biblical with it. It's innate. It was put in us. That it was
instinctive.
But here's the thing. And God didn't give Eve Adam when Eve got lonely. God gave Eve to Adam.
From Adam.
When Adam.
Don't leave that part out.
From Adam. When Adam got lonely. So if we continue on and you want to call yourselves Christian women or whatever, you believe in God and you love God, and I'm not going to doubt anybody's religion, nor am I going to discuss it. What I'm saying here is the woman was always for the man.
Right.
And I personally am am much more of a woman when I keep that in mind.
And you can always look it up too. Like, we coming from two different angles. Romantic love have an effect, addictive effect on man and woman, and it's almost as if we need it. But it gives us a certain dopamine kick when we do experience it. And God intended. He said it was not good that man be alone. And not everybody believes in the Bible that way. But this is what I believe, because when I was young, I wrote it for I've been married twice. So my first wife, I wrote a whole poem that's talking about my rib. And God took from man and made a woman. And then Proverbs goes to say, he that finds a wife finds a good thing. Well, man is going searching for his rib, that piece of him that is missing. And so that was always my take on love and romantic love, and with being with a woman. It's like, I got to go find I got something missing, and I need to feel it. And I think it's a piece of God, and it's a piece of that woman that we go and try to feel. Yeah.
We're born as
but not everybody believes that, and I don't want to take away from people's belief system. But for me, I see science and I see the spiritual part, and I say there's something missing.
Well, and I want to ask the question too, like, where do we get our ideas of what? Because we talked about when I asked you what a king and et cetera. But for me, when I decided at a young age, I decided I didn't want to be a wife. I told you this. I only wanted to be a mom. I wrote it down. I signed a contract when I was 8. When I'm 25 years old, I will have 2 kids and no husband. Sure enough, I had 2 kids and no husband. But when I decided as an adult that I wanted to be a wife, the very first thing I did was go to the Bible and try to figure out what the Bible said a wife was. That was my first step. And I guess I assumed at some point that every woman's done that. And I was wrong. So what I learned is that I need to be able to take care for my husband, mend the clothing, cook the food, do this, do the nurturing. And I learned out the gate that those were wifely qualities.
But then again, that was your experience, and not everybody goes through that experience and have that experience, and everybody's raised differently.
That's my question.
Yeah.
So I want to know where these women are getting their ideas from. Did you ask your mom? Is it your girlfriends? Like, or have you ever stopped to think where it comes from? Because it come from Disney movies and social media? What?
I think all of it has an influence on them, and that's something that they have to go within themselves and really like say, okay, this is where I'm at, right? This part is just not for me, right? And so they have to come to that realization and be real with them and the other person and say, well, shit, this is not, I don't want to be your rib.
Yeah, and you know what? We have the right to change our mind at any point. Like, yeah. I clearly just told y'all that I didn't want to be a wife. I had no intentions for years. Yeah. And now I'm at a point where, like, I'm really, really, I want to be a wife. You can change your mind at any time. And you can use whatever to learn how to change, too. So we have to allow each other that out there. Because a lot of us hold each other to such strict judgments, Well, you used to this and you used to that. Well, you're right, motherfucker, but now I want this. I don't want to be a hoe no more. I don't want to be a player no more.
I'm not a player. I just crushed a lot. Oh, sorry. We doing karaoke in this? No.
All right. Well, I think we just talked about a whole ton of
And we
things.
do not own the rights to any music, guys.
None of this music. We don't
This
own
is a
shit.
podcast. We're having fun,
Yeah.
all right? You might have had some shit in the background. Then we did a couple of quotes. But
we don't even own this house that we're sitting in, nor this phone. We gotta give these people their shit back.
I own this.
We don't own anything.
What are you talking about?
I'm just being dramatic.
Oh,
Just kidding. We don't own the music.
all right, guys.
Bye.
Till next time.